So we're in Philly, Will Smith's hometown. You got you got your start ranking on people and playing the dozens and so on and so forth.
Yes. I used to sit on the stoop in Brooklyn, and we would the job was you had to snap on whoever walked past. So that's training you can't even imagine because you don't know who's walking past.
All right. Well, Will Smith just walked past.
Oh no, ain't shit. Ain't no snaps. I'm throwing that fucking camera.
All right. Don't. It's not paid for yet.
I'll pay for it.
Hey everybody, this is Mike, and you're watching the Reelblack podcast in conversation with Mr. Tony Rock.
Yes.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you again, sir. How are you?
I'm good. I did the math. You know, we met in the fall of 1989.
89.
So that makes 35 years as we record this.
I was 10 years old.
Okay. If you say so. But, well, 10 years old. I mean, we talk about your memories of this shoot, but
I remember we walked around the neighborhood, and my neighborhood looked significantly different back then.
I've not been back since.
It is significally different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bed-Stuy. I'm repping Bed-Stuy today.
I like that.
But this is gonna be a fun talk, but it's also gonna be very challenging because I don't want to go over the same stuff that you and Jordan talked about on the Math Hoffa podcast.
Oh, okay. Math Hoffa talked about
everything.
We covered. Well, I just got invited back to do a part 2, so we left a lot on the table we didn't cover.
Okay, well, all right.
So let's see if you can get that.
See if I can
get that part.
Double Dutch in and get a couple questions that Math hasn't asked yet.
And plus, if these people didn't see Math Hoffa, then this interview will be new to them.
It's YouTube.
Well, we can cover it again.
I'll warn people.
The more I tell you, the more you remember, the more you go see it, the more you buy tickets to see me, and that all works out for me.
Exactly. Well, the thing about Math Hoffa though is he breaks it up in so many commercials.
Yeah.
It's like
they got advertisers now. Once you get successful, the advertisers come.
Just too many ads. So hopefully we won't get that many ads on this one.
Right.
It's to distract you and keep you from the story. Right.
The story is what's important.
But good for you. Good for Math.
Yes.
Talk about growing up. I mean, you know, it's kind of weird how we connected. I always assumed, because you were in a big family, that you kind of like middle class or working class, like low, you know.
We were lower middle class.
Okay.
I maybe a little lower.
What does that mean? Like a 8-track in the car, or?
Yeah, we had a car. That's what it means. We had a car.
Okay.
What the accoutrements in the car don't matter. We just had a car.
Okay.
I think my mom had a car and my dad had a car, so we was balling for where we were.
Okay.
But Bed-Stuy at the time was, you know, they had dropped the crack bomb. We were ground zero for the crack bomb. So the focus wasn't about what we had at that time. It was about keeping us safe and keeping us together.
Okay.
You know, which is what my mother did. They just kept us safe and made sure we knew our self-worth, so we never got caught up in the stuff that was going on outside.
Right. So like let's go over some memories, because we have a lot of people. Yes. Our demographic is like, you know, people that look like me, literally.
Okay.
Like my age.
There was a joke there, but I let it go because you're my man. I let it go. I hate to waste a joke. I just let one go. I will not let another one go.
Well, I was going to ask you about my fit, and I said, let me not ask him about my fit. So we're even.
This ain't a fit.
I know it's not.
That's not a fit. That's not drip. You just have on clothing.
Okay. All right, touche. But, you know, for those who want to look like me, shop.reelblack.com.
Oh, this is all your stuff?
Well, the shirt is, yeah.
Okay, there you go.
You look good.
There you go.
In the shirt. But, I mean, so what does that mean in the early 80s? Like, I grew up on Atari and Funkadelic and the Police, you know, like, I listened to all kinds of musically. Yeah.
You know what's funny? I don't know if we segue into another thing, but when I grew up, when we grew up growing up, most of us growing up, radio wasn't segregated. When we were younger, radio was more integrated than it is now.
They played everything.
They played the Police, then Run DMC, then Bobby Brown, then New Edition, then Bon Jovi. Radio was just music. As we got older, it got more segregated. So that's weird that we would go backwards
Right.
The further we went. So now in some stations, like, we don't play any hip hop. Like, and then it's hip hop stations like, all we play is hip hop. But when I grew up, it was just music. We used to hear Madonna, then Run DMC.
Okay.
And you never thought like, oh, this doesn't fit together. You never thought
Right.
this is white music or black music.
Well, a lot of it had to do with MTV as well, and
okay.
top 40 radio.
Right. Okay. I didn't think about it. MTV was like where was the line?
Well, I
started
mean,
segregation of music.
Well, no, I'm saying
Because they definitely segregated music.
they definitely segregated music at one point. You know, after pre-Michael Jackson.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think we also got our exposure. You know, if you're 80s baby or 70s baby, to a lot of the music and music videos that were played. I mean, we didn't have cable.
Right.
We didn't have cable, but we had Friday night videos.
Friday night videos. We had a video music box. Shout out
Oh,
Ralph
lucky
McDaniels.
you. Lucky you.
Ralph McDaniels kept the hood well aware of what videos was out. For all the people that didn't have cable, you had to get the antenna and go to like channel 31. And it was really grainy, but you could see a video or two.
Okay. No, I'm just trying to figure out, like, you know, what it was like growing up, and a lot of people are looking at this, are wondering, like, how can they be successful, you know? So, I mean, what's the recipe? I think
The recipe we had was my parents, the word has a harsh, like, connotation, but I mean it in a good way. My parents brainwashed us to believe that we could do anything we set our minds to. My mother was an educator. You know this. My mother was an educator. My father was blue collar, drove a truck. But they just beat us over the head with, you can do anything you want to do in this world. There are no limitations. They never played that white man holding us back game. They never played that. They never preached that. It was, listen, if you can think that shit up in your mind, if you can create it in your mind, you can set the goals, you know, in line to do it, you can do it. And even when my mother we didn't go the traditional route she wanted us to. She was an educator. She wanted us to get degrees and go to school and get a job. We worked in a cubicle for 40 years and then retired and got a pension and all that. And all of us damn near diverted and went on our own path. And she still championed that. So my parents are the reason why we are successful.
So you answered the question too soon.
Oh, sorry.
I was going to ask you about being a father now yourself.
Yes, yes.
I mean, what are you instilling in?
Yeah, that's what I try to make sure Charleston knows. My son's name is Charleston. I try to make sure every day we have a ritual. You can do what? I can do anything. What can stop you? Nothing can stop me. You can grow through what? I can grow through anything. And I go, because we are, and he says, a team. And I says, in teamwork, he says, makes the dream work. And we do our little handshake, and he goes and plays in the dirt. But we have a little speech that we do every morning. Wow. I'm going to try to be that guy that my dad was for him.
That's like the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yes,
but
the Pledge of Black Allegiance.
Yeah, for fatherhood,
yes,
you know.
Yes.
So I'm glad it took you so long, though.
I have a lot of friends that had children in their youth that went through hell. Couldn't see their own kid, had to be in and out of court, fighting the girl's brother, and people coming to look for him. And I swore to myself I'd never be that guy. I swore to myself. I saw how much it stalled their life, the things they wanted to do. I swore up and down I'd never be that guy.
Well, we have a guy as part of our podcast, Jason Clue. He's got a new book out called Finding the Right Mate. So was it a matter of you getting in tune with yourself or finding the right person?
Well, no, I'm a single father.
Yes.
So I need to read his book.
Okay.
But it was about just making sure that I had things lined up for me. I wanted to, be financially stable. I wanted to have my house situation good. I wanted to have, just opportunities that I could provide for a baby.
Okay.
So
it's working out.
It's working out. So far, so good. He's an amazing, amazing child. Charleston, I love you.
Right. And I see a lot of photos of him on your Instagram.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for people who have, like, I'm going to put it right there where people can find you on Instagram. And
thank you, sir. Put
Tony
the Instagram, put the
Rock.
Facebook, put the TikTok, put the website, put the podcast.
Yeah, let's talk about the podcast now.
Live from the green room.
Okay, well, the green room's over there. We're not
Live from the green room. Live from the green room started just like that. Live from the green room started because every Sunday after the last show of the weekend, I would go live on Instagram.
Okay.
And just tell people how good or bad or indifferent my weekend was at that particular club.
Okay.
And it would get views. And then I would bring in some of the wait staff and say, hey, what was your highlight of the weekend working this weekend with me? Oh, you're a funny guy, and I didn't know you did this, and people were, so happy to see you, and your fan base is different, and we made a lot of money. So then I would interview them about what comics they like when they come to town, what comics they dislike. And people would call me afterwards and say, hey, man, I think you got something here. This is a show. So it's a show. I'm gonna make a show. So we
And-
created a podcast called Live from the Green Room, and we just talk about the stuff that people don't get to hear us talk about in there.
So
in there is a whole other world that you guys know nothing about.
And you co-host it?
Yeah, with my guys Trey Elliott and Joe Fox. Those are my 2 features on the road. So we just did it together.
Yeah, how's this tour going? The Rock the World
Tour is amazing. Rock the Mic tour is amazing. I literally have tour dates already through December. I just don't have a New Year's Eve gig yet, but I have tour dates until December, the second week of December.
Okay. Well, I was very lucky and fortunate to see you perform twice.
Yes, sir.
This weekend.
Yes, sir. I
And-
changed it up because I knew you was in the room tonight.
Okay, well, you definitely did, and you kept the laughs going though.
I
That's
tried.
the thing. I think the room was a little tougher second show tonight than it was last night.
Late
It
show
was
can
felt
go
better.
very many ways. Late show can be younger, hipper, out of touch with some of the stuff I'm saying, or drunker, rowdier, and it doesn't matter what you're saying. If they like you, they just like you. Or it can be just it's late, they're tired, they just here because they bought the ticket earlier, now they just get through it so we can go home.
Okay.
So it could go very many different ways.
No, but you won the crowd over, and I think every time I've seen you, you tear it down. I mean,
Thank you.
Most memorably, there was a show here in Philly where the power went out.
Yes.
And you and Jordan still kept
Yes,
people laughing
yes.
and all that stuff.
That was at Punchline, right?
Well, I didn't want to mention the name, but you can.
I was at the Punchline Comedy Club. The power went out on the whole street. Remember?
Yeah.
And the room was packed. It was sold out. So I said, hey, everybody pull your cell phones out. And they lit the room up. And I was like, can you guys hear me? Because there was no mic. And they said, yeah. And I did about another 15 minutes before the police came in and said we had to exit the building.
Yeah,
Remember?
and then that's when
we would have stayed, but the
interviewed you.
police said you had to get out.
We did the interview with you and Jordan in the dark.
Yes, I remember that.
That was crazy.
That was a good night.
But what do I want to talk to you about? Math, Hoffa, I can't stand you because I don't want to talk about the smack. That's the thing.
Well, okay.
I don't-
Want me to segue? Can I
yeah, go where
take
you want.
lead? So the special.
Okay.
The first special I shot is called Rock the World, 100% financed by me. I have had managers year after year after year promise I can get the special done, and nothing materialized. I've had agents year after year after year, hey, we're gonna get the special done, because everybody knew that was the carrot to dangle in front of me. I had been waiting years to do a special.
Right.
Okay, so nobody could get it done. I said, this year I'm doing it myself. Circle the date on the calendar. We're not moving off of this date. This is the date. Hook or crook, sink or swim, this is the date. And then I started putting everything together. I got a camera crew. I got a set designer. I got an editor. I got lights, camera, act, all of that. The act was ready to go.
Didn't call me.
I
by
got the
way, but
venue
that's
for
okay.
free. I got the venue for free.
Where'd you shoot this?
The Laugh Factory in Long Beach.
All right, you're off the hook.
500 seaters. We sold out both shows. Trey Elliott opened up and Joe Fox opened up.
Okay.
Jordan walks in and he's like, they're seating in the room, and Jordan goes, who's doing warm up? And I'm like, I didn't even think to do warm up.
Okay.
Jordan's like, I'm on it. He goes and grabs the mic and he just does warm up while they're seating in the room.
Okay.
So everybody got a check. And before that, I met with the Netflixes and the Hulus and the Amazons, and nobody wanted to offer me a deal. Nobody offered me a deal.
That's awful. But anyway.
It is awful, but it's God's timing. So I go to the bank, I take all my own money out the bank and finance this special. I shoot it myself. I edit it myself. I do everything from A to Z by myself. Soon as they saw it, I got offered 6 figures for the special.
Okay.
6 figures. Now, here's the thing. Now that the industry has let me know that I don't need them to do it, I'm going to do one every couple of months. Because now I don't need them. The worst thing they could have did was let me know I can do it without them. You should have offered me a deal so I would still think it goes through you. Now that I know that I don't need them, I'm going to shoot a special every 3 to 6 months.
Wow. With your material, or you're producing stuff?
I'll get Jordan. Jordan, you do a half, I'll do a half. That's one. I'll get Trey and Fox. Everybody do 20. That's another one. I'll do one of crowd work. That's another one. Let's just keep
all right,
going.
so now the question begs, Rock the World, where is it playing? Because there's so many platforms.
So now that I was going to put it on streaming platform, on YouTube, go to YouTube route. But then when they offered me the deal, they said you can't put it on YouTube. So I took it. I was about to, it was literally going the next day. I had to take it down.
Okay.
So now the deal's done. They're going to put it out.
Okay, but you can't say who they are yet.
No, because it's going to go on multiple streaming platforms. I just want to wait till it's on one first to say you can go see it here.
Okay, multiple streaming platforms. That sounds like Tubi to me.
Yeah. Tubi's one, hopefully. Tubi actually pays the most. People don't know that.
Are you a big fan? Well, I know a lot of people.
I am a super big fan of Tubi, and Thank you for the segue. So the material that didn't make the first special, I shot a half hour about 2 months afterwards, and the deal is with Tubi. It's going straight to Tubi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not
And
mad.
that's first page. I got first page too. So when you go on Tubi, first page, Tony Rock, Hard to Rock, Born to Rock. The first special is called Rock the World. The second special is called Born to Rock. It will be out very soon.
It's about to
Executive produced by Charleston Rock.
See, you powers that be, we're not going to say the man because you weren't taught that way.
Right.
Or the establishment, you weren't taught that way.
Oh, no, we were taught that. We weren't taught that way, but we know that it exists.
Okay.
We weren't taught that, so we didn't want to play that excuse.
Okay.
We didn't want to use that as an excuse because
So
if you're able-bodied, you can make things happen.
See, I thought you had to work twice as hard to get half
That's
as
very
hard.
true. That's very true.
Okay.
Yeah, but we don't play that. We don't play into that.
Okay.
If you have to work twice as hard, then you're twice as good, right?
Okay.
So why is that a negative?
No.
When I get on a plane and I see a black pilot, I go to sleep and sleep like a baby because I know they made that nigga fly through tornadoes and hurricanes to fly that plane. A white person just had to lift off and land. So when I see a black pilot, nigga, I'm like here. Because I know he had to fly through volcanoes and shit to get the job. So if he worked twice as hard, he's twice as good, right? A black doctor, do your thing, bro. Cut me up. Because I know they made you operate on dinosaurs to get this job. White guy just had to cut a pig open in science class.
Okay. We'll leave it right there. I'm not going to step on your joke.
Here's all the social medias again. Follow me. Follow my podcast. Like, subscribe. I got about 2 hours left to go before I can monetize it, and we might have hit that by now.
Oh, we'll do that
So
now.
we can
we got
monetize.
1.5 million subscribers.
Oh,
so-
really? Live from the Green Room, YouTube.com/Live from the Green Room. Like, subscribe. Watch some of the episodes. We're on episode 26 coming up this week. So watch a few episodes. Comment. Let me know what you think. I will talk back to you. I'm trying to get this going. Hopefully the goal is, and I'm going to take hopefully out, it's going to happen. This is going to be so successful that I'm going to get a late night talk show out of this. So you guys are going to be the beginning of what this turns into.
The beginning. Well, I mean, the easiest thing to do, everybody who's watching, make sure you subscribe to Tony's Live from the Green Room
Live from the Green Room.
YouTube channel and watch at least 10 minutes of content every
There
day.
you go.
And then he monetizes, and then he can stick it. Not
Then
just
I get advertisers, and they pay me to put commercials on my podcast.
Exactly, which is the way it should work, people. It's an inside joke.
Inside joke?
Yeah,
Okay.
they screwed me over.
Oh, that's right. You did tell me yesterday. Yeah.
YouTube screwed me over.
YouTube.
Massive problem. But massive problem. Trusting Whitey too much. Just trusted Whitey too much.
Well, what are you working on? You said you was working on great things.
Oh,
You told me yesterday you were working on some good stuff.
I mean, the thing I can most talk about is Riverbend, which is, the people who are watching this, they know about Riverbend already. But if you're a Tony Rock fan and you're new to this, Riverbend is a film from 1989 starring Steve James, who was Kung Fu Joe in I'm Gonna Get You Sucker.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And he was Chris was in I'm Gonna Get You Sucker as well, right? But, and in the American Ninja movies, he was a sidekick.
Yeah.
So it's one of two of his only starring roles, and he plays a Vietnam soldier who is enlisted by a local community in a southern town in 1966 to help them fight back against their oppressive white racist sheriff.
If you really are what you say you are, help us protect ourselves. Or show us how to do it.
So it's one of two movies that I can think of, and I know a lot about movies. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's Riverbend and Spook Who Sat by the Door are the only two movies that have this kind of narrative, where you see black people empowering one another to fight against their oppressors. So that's why Reelblack is behind it. You can watch it on YouTube, but it's very inferior quality to what we're doing now with the restoration.
You're restoring this movie.
Yeah, we have access to 35 millimeter.
Very good.
We're going to put it out on Blu-ray eventually.
When it's restored, you're gonna put it on Blu-ray.
Yeah, right now it's in festival.
Okay.
We just got into a festival in Boston, and
Nice.
we're going to be screening in Indiana in the fall. So we're getting it out there. Let's talk a little inside baseball, because you're learning, or you're doing this all from the ground up. I mean, I think a lot of things have changed. Post-pandemic especially, has empowered a lot of people in front of the camera and behind the scenes.
Right.
But specifically stand-up comedians. I think the whole landscape has changed.
Yes, the landscape has changed, and if you're still stuck in the same, listen, if you're still stuck in the same stuck on the same blueprint, it's change. You have to expand your blueprint. I know some of the traditional, what do you call, like traditional comics, don't like the social media guys. You're looking at it the wrong way. They have opened a new lane for comedy. So if there was one lane for comedy or two lanes for comedy, now there's a third or fourth, you know. So find out how you can get in that lane and do what works for you. Don't look at what they're doing and say it's whack and it's corny because you can't do what they're doing. You're not supposed to do what the next person's doing. You should create your own body of work that fits in that lane. So you won't be looking at them like, I can't do that or that's whack. I don't do, you know, I'm not running into Walmart like, look at me, everybody, I'm going to steal stuff and run out the door. That's what they do. That doesn't work for Tony Rock. But Tony Rock is going to finding out what works in that lane for him. Right. So everything I do in the social media space will be like, yeah, I can see Tone doing that. That fits Tone's who he is. What I do comedically, that's who Tone is. What I do in sketch comedy, that's who Tone is. I'm not trying to go outside of who I am just to fit in a lane. That's when you kind of selling out. You know, people use that phrase so much when you're doing some shit that's not, you know, innately and organically you to try to get views or likes or money or whatever. That's when you're selling out.
Clickbait. Yeah, well, that brings up a good point. The reason why I didn't want to talk about the Oscar situation too much is because I felt like that was black on black crime. You know,
it was whack on black crime. That was fucking whack. Can I curse? That was some bullshit.
Yeah.
Y'all know that shit was some bullshit. It's okay. It's okay.
Well, we're in Philly.
It's okay, because now you jokes, nigga. You jokes forever. Anything happen in your family, you jokes. You fucking hit a comic, a superior comic with superior comic brothers. Anything happen in your life, we going straight to the pad and writing a joke and tearing your ass up every time. We ain't never gonna get up off you. I'm never letting my foot up off that nigga neck. Never. That's me personally.
It was like a
my
Shaw
brother
Brothers movie.
My brother's gonna be like, yo, chill. Fuck that.
All right. Well, we're in Philly. You brought.
And I had a cheesesteak last night. It was delicious.
Yeah, we went to the wrong place.
Oregon Steaks.
We went to Oregon.
Where do you go?
D'Alessandro's.
Okay, I'll check it out.
But we're in Philly.
How do we transition from fuck Will Smith to D'Alessandro's? I'm sure they did not want that plug at that point. They're like, nigga, not there. Don't say Austin there.
No, we're still in the point. So we're in Philly, Will Smith's hometown. You got your start ranking on people and playing the dozens and so on and so forth.
Yes. I used to sit on the stoop in Brooklyn, and we would the job was you had to snap on whoever walked past. So that's training you can't even imagine because you don't know who's walking past.
All right. Well, Will Smith just walked past.
Oh no, ain't shit. Ain't no snaps. I'm throwing that fucking camera.
Okay. All right. Don't. It's not paid for yet.
I'll pay for it. I'll break the shit and pay for it.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I got, man. I don't want to go because it's so traumatic.
I will see you next year, bro. We do this every year.
Like I said, it's black on black crime. I feel like the Diddy situation.
Please don't get me to comment on that. Like, take this mic out my hand, somebody.
Yeah.
Let's just say this. I will say this about the Diddy situation. The apology has to be just as loud as the disrespect. Remember that? You heard it here first, people. The apology has to be just as loud or louder than the disrespect. The disrespect was saying she was lying all these years. The disrespect was saying this is not true. These are all concocted allegations. People trying to get money out of me. The disrespect was all the rappers and the entertainers that was on his side saying, oh, she took him to court for that money because now she with a broke dude and she want to stay in the lifestyle. That was the disrespect. And then you saw the video and you motherfuckers didn't come and apologize with the same veracity that you attacked her with. The disrespect, the apology has to be just as loud as the disrespect, or you just a dick.
Black on black crime. Drake and Kendrick.
You just a fucking hater, dick rider, if the apology is not as loud as the disrespect. Drake and Kendrick was the most entertaining shit I've listened to and, been a fan of musically in a long time.
Okay, you felt like the rivalry was kept under
control. Lyrically, they was both on 10.
Okay.
I don't care really.
Even the AI.
Oh, the AI shit was whack. That was whack.
Yeah. Oh.
That's why Drake lost.
Okay. And your thoughts on?
And he's light skinned. That's why Drake lost.
Do you want to be vocally cloned and? be in 20 places at one time if necessary? Like stand-up is going in that direction.
No, I'll
VR.
be the last one to sign up for that.
Virtual reality, you could.
I can
in
do
one
that.
pla-
I can do something in virtual reality space.
could
I can
be-
do a show here, and you could watch it somewhere else in virtual
Exactly,
reality. I could do that, absolutely.
Okay.
But I'm not going to be a clone and AI Tony. No, I'm not doing that. Not yet.
And then you had the Jonathan Majors.
What did Chrissy say? Fuck around with them white girls. You have not learned your lesson years and years. For every year, the brother with a white girl in trouble.
It's not
That's
black
all I'm
on
just
black
saying.
crime.
I'm just saying.
And I'm just saying it's.
I'm just saying, Jonathan Majors and every football player in NFL and half of the NBA. I'm just saying.
Puffy's still walking around free, as we speak. Black on black crime. That's what I feel. All this is like we're allowed to beat each other up and rank on one another and all that stuff. It's either it doesn't show up on.
Wait, so
their radar.
Are you under the impression that we shouldn't say things about black celebrities because
Well, we're
they're
saying
black
it
celebrities?
now. I'm not trying to entertain clicks on it. I'm just
Right.
trying to get your feedback on it. Because my feeling, I mean, when that whole thing happened at the
What
Oscars,
whole thing?
the Oscars
Oh,
thing,
okay, back to that. Okay.
back to the Oscars thing, I said this is just the reason why the whole thing was allowed to continue. Why they didn't just shut the whole show down was it was two black men opposing one another. That's what I felt.
Yeah, well, everybody knows everybody knows he wouldn't have hit Denzel. He wouldn't have hit, he wouldn't have hit
Russell Crowe?
He wouldn't have hit Russell Crowe. He wouldn't have hit, My brother's a very small guy that understood I'm on national television in front of white people in tuxedos. He understood where he was. He's lucky that he hit that guy that understood, like, hey, there's a bigger picture here. Because I would have probably ruined my career that night.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be Mr. Tubi after that. He'd be like, you only gonna see this thing on Tubi for the rest of his life.
Well, speaking of, so
But I would have won the fight. I'd be Mr. Tubi, but I would have won the fight.
Mr. Tubi, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, Tony Rock. Check out his specials. Make sure you subscribe.
Rock the World, Born to Rock, coming very soon. I thank you. The Academy thanks you. Mike Dennis thanks you.
All right, man. Good one.
My brother.
All right, thank
See you another 35 years.